Good morning. Kind of a serious topic today. I spend a lot of time around young people, a lot of teenagers, and I've noticed kind of almost a disturbing pattern. This morning, a friend posted on her timeline about on Facebook. It's called Face App, and it takes what you look like and it ages you, and it tells you kind of, well, I don't know how accurate it is, but it ages you and it makes you look much, much older than you are. Like, she's in her early 20s, but it made her look in her late 70s. So it's an interesting app. But it got me to thinking because I see a lot of these young people. Genedy, my daughter, has a lot of young friends, and I watch them date each other, date around each other. um, and Genedy chooses not to date. But it got me to thinking about why Genedy doesn't date and why my kids don't date. And I actually gave this lesson in a youth group one time. That beautiful girl or that good looking guy that you're currently dating, you have a boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Why did you start dating them? Were they good looking, looked great in those jeans, or whatever the reason might have been? Usually physical attraction is the first thing that draws us to people. But do you even know what you're looking for? Do you know what it is you even want? If you're looking at that girl like, oh, that'll be fun, well, it might be fun, but do you know what you want? And when I ask that, what I'm asking is your future. Are you looking for just a short term girlfriend or boyfriend? Or are you looking for your future? Are you looking for that husband or that wife? So the lesson that I gave in my youth group was you're looking for the spirit of girlfriend or boyfriend, meaning short term fling fun. Oh, everybody else is doing it, so I'll do it too. Um, that's fine, and dating is healthy, but sometimes dating goes a little too far, and there are certain things that should be preserved for marriage. So while you are diving headlong into this whirlwind romance that you think, oh, it's going to last forever, when it started off on just a purely physical pretense, or, oh, she's sweet and adorable, but, and then you start to learn things about people that maybe you don't think is so adorable and so attractive anymore. And then the relationship ends, but you've already spoiled things. So when I did the lesson for my youth group kids, I did the lesson on looking for the spirit of husband or wife. Can you look at that person and know that that beauty is going to fade, that their hair is going to turn gray, they're going to gain weight, they're going to maybe have health problems, they're going to go through things that are, well, everybody goes through, maybe an accident. My mother gave me advice when I was very young, and I was 8 years old, so you can imagine how much I didn't appreciate it then. But she said, never marry anybody that you don't think is, or I'm sorry, never date anybody that you don't think is worth marrying. If you wouldn't marry that person, certainly don't date them. Why do you want to just break somebody's heart in the end? If you know it's not going to last, why go there? And then don't marry anybody that you can't look at and know that their beauty is going to fade, things are going to go wrong. And if that person, if you cannot love them a million times more, say they've been deformed in a house fire because they got burnt, or had a car accident and lost a limb, or God forbid, become a quadriplegic, and you have to hand feed them and care for them, even well into old age. If you can't love that person a million times more, do not marry or even bother dating that person. So when you're looking for your mate, I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice. Same advice I give my kids. What are you looking for? Think really hard. What do I even really want in a mate? I mean, what is my ideal future, knowing that it's not going to be perfectly ideal? What can I live with that's not ideal? What can I love someone through that's not ideal? You know, you have to think about these things. Look for that spirit of husband. Look for that spirit of wife. Well, gosh, I want kids. Is he going to be a good father? Is she going to be a good mother? Is she somebody that I could just spend the rest of my life with through ups and downs and everything that could go possibly wrong? I want you guys to think, and I'm hoping that young people are watching this, but I want you guys to think about your life mates before you start dating willy-nilly and hopefully not end up in a sexual relationship with. Think about your future. Think about what it is you want. Look for that spirit of husband. Is he going to be a good provider? Is he going to be the man that I can spend the rest of my life with? Is he going to be a good father? Is he funny? Or does he have the qualities that I want? Is he a hard worker? Or do I get to sit for the next 40 years on the couch and watch him play Xbox? Because you know what? There are relationships that exactly happen like that, and it's really sad. 63% divorce rate in the United States right now. The very first marriage now is called a trial marriage. Do you want a trial marriage? I don't think that you do. But unfortunately, when people choose mates that they're not really thinking about, they look at that cute little mini skirt or those tight jeans or that crop top and they think, oh, yum, I want some of that. Well, do you? Do you want everything that comes with that tight little mini skirt or those cute little crop tops and those blue jeans? You really got to think about it because you have to look past all of it. You're looking for the spirit of a wife. Is she going to be a good mother? Is she going to help me when things are bad, or is she going to lose it and run back to her mother? You don't need that, because when you get married, you tie into a relationship, or you start dating, you have to look at, where is this going? Where is it going? Where do you want it to go? Does this person have some of the same goals? You don't have to have everything in common, but are they going to support me when I want to go do things that I want to do? Are they going to be beside me no matter what happens? If I get really hurt, are they going to care for me? These are all things you need to think about. So I want you to think about the spirit of wife and the spirit of husband. And if you are a young person, dating is fine. And if it's not something you're not looking to get married, then date. But watch how far that relationship goes and set boundaries. Because if you are the kind of person that ends up in sexual relationships with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, understand that you are spoiling someone else's husband or someone else's wife. And while it takes two people to go that far in a relationship, talk about it. Don't go that far. Say, look, I don't know where we're going in this relationship, so how about we just hold off until we know where this is going? I know a young man right now who is been through 3 girlfriends in 3 years. He cannot hold a relationship longer than 13 months. And I feel really bad because I know where that comes from. They end up in a really fast and furious whirlwind romance, and then it fizzles out because they discovered everything way too fast. Relationships should be done slow. You should take time to learn about each other. And certainly, you don't even have to do the whole high school, will you go out with me thing? Dear God, that is annoying. Don't do that. Your future mate should start out as your best friend. Maybe one of these days I'll do a video on how my husband and I met, because it was honestly kind of a funny story. But he asked me out and I refused. He just became my best friend. He never asked me out again. 2 years later, he proposed. And that's another story. But here I am 30 years later and happy about the choices that I made. So I would advise you to think very hard before you even date somebody. Just think really hard about it. And I will talk to you guys later.